It's about 6:15 and time now for What's Trending. Well, we're starting this morning with a very touching story. Ken and Ada Benbow, they were married more than 70 years before she passed away last August. 94-year-old Ken is now being cared for at an assisted living facility in the UK. And a very observant care worker, Kia Mariah Tobin, noticed that Ken took a photo of his wife Ada with him to bed each night. And she gave the World War II veteran a very special gift. Look at this. It's a pillow with his late wife's face on it. The tender moment was captured on video as Tobin came into Ken's room bearing the heartfelt surprise. So take a look. You can obviously see that the thoughtful gift moved Ken to tears. And the care home, the Thistleton Lodge, posted the video to Facebook, and they wrote, quote, "We know our residents are missing their loved ones at this time, but let's not forget those who sadly aren't with us anymore." Though, my goodness, when I first saw this, I absolutely started crying. It was just the most touching, beautiful thing.
I know, that's so incredibly sweet. I'm watching this for the first time right now, actually, Marissa, and I'm almost tearing up because it's just, his reaction is just so pure and so sweet. And just what a great way to really remember someone and also just have a way to fall asleep with the person you love every night, but in a new way.
Yeah, it is a very touching story. You can definitely tell that that is true love right there, that he really misses her, and it's great to at least see that they have the workers there were helping him out.
I know. I think that's the best part about it is just that the worker there took the time and energy to actually identify something that she thought might make him happy and then went through and did it. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, so what a great way to really adapt to the changes going on in the world right now. And speaking of that, you know, we're all trying to find things to do while the world of sports is on pause due to the coronavirus pandemic. And that includes NHL player David Pastrnak. The Boston Bruins winger found an interesting way to entertain himself Friday that included his adorable dog. The All-Star forward and his furry friend raced one another while eating some treats lined up on the floor. And check it out, that dog has wheels. No word on whether Pasternak's food was a line of dog treats, but now we check in with Detroit Red Wings forward Tyler Bertuzzi, who brings in his dog for the assist. So he chips the golf ball over his leaping pup Aspen and throws the ball down the steps, rolls onto the putting green, and rattles it into the hole. Bertuzzi's trick shot game is 100%. So first off, that's very impressive. I know a lot of people at home are getting lonely because they don't have anyone to stay at home with and play these games with, but you know, why not your dog? I think that's a great idea. And I know Marissa and Tyler, you both have dogs, so maybe a new activity after the morning show's done for you to try out.
I would love to do that, but I was telling you guys earlier that my dog Walter is just lazy. He just loves to sleep all day long, so I don't really think that I could get him to be involved in any of these, but I'm very impressed with the tricks that they had there. And I also do want to know, though, whether the hockey player was eating dog treats along with his dog on the floor there. I want to know what he had.
Yeah, I've been training my dog Zion a little bit more, at least trying to, but he's reaching his teenage years, so he's not listening very well. So I don't know if we'd be able to do any of those trick shots that they did right there. We'll finish up with this last story in Wisconsin. A woman briefly became a millionaire after she got a stimulus payment for $9 million. Earlier this month, Rose Morgan of Altoona got a notification saying she received her federal stimulus payment, which was for $1,700. But when she stopped by at a local ATM the next day, she got a surprise. Her receipt said she had available balance of $9 million. While she was amazed by what was on her receipt, Morgan knew it wasn't real. Honest would be the best policy. She says, "Of course, I wasn't going to withdraw or spend it because I kind of figured out the IRS would come after me, and I don't need to be $9 million in debt." Morgan said her multi-millions only lasted for about 45 minutes. When she went back to check her balance again, her account was back to normal.
That certainly had to have been a shock, but definitely a shock, I guess, in the right way, instead of looking at your balance and it being a lot less than you thought it was going to be. But yeah, good for her for you know, admitting that she would have done the right thing either way.
I know, good for her to admit that. I feel like if I saw $9 million in my bank account, my first thought would be, oh my goodness, like I can start booking vacations, and then I'd probably stop. But I'd be really excited at first. I don't know about you, Tyler.
Yeah, it would be quite the surprise. I'm sure I would start counting the zeros on the paper just to make sure it was right, because that definitely would be a very big surprise.